Hello! Today we will be showing how to change the gaskets in a Victrola No.2 reproducer, and we'll do a sound comparison between a reproducer that has new gaskets, the one on the right, and one with the original rubber gaskets on the left and dried out and cracked and everything. So first we will do a sound test of the Victrola No.2 with the original gaskets. As I'm sure you could tell, the sound was not very good. These old rubber gaskets harden, and when they crack, they shrink in size, causing the rattling sound that you hear on the high notes and the low notes. So what we're going to do, what you'll need for this is 2 new gaskets. It can be bought on eBay for $3.50. You'll need 2 sizes of flathead screwdriver, very small, and it's very good if this is your first time doing it in a little tray or something to catch all the small bits and pieces. So what we'll do first is we will turn it over on its back, and we will remove the 4 screws. Sometimes they're a bit hard to remove. What you can do is put them in the freezer. I know it sounds weird. Put them in the freezer and then try and unscrew them. That might help you out a little bit. Alright, now that we have the 4 screws taken out of the corners, what you're going to want to do is open it. Just pull the back off. And there you can see the old rubber gasket. What you're going to want to do next is this little screw in the middle will usually be covered in a layer of wax. What you'll want to do is take your smaller size flathead and scrape the wax away. Then what you'll want to do is unscrew this small little tiny flathead screw. It's very important that you do not lose this screw into the basket. Now what you can do is take your 2 index fingers and push up on the diaphragm, and it will release the old gasket. Well, the old diaphragm and rubber gaskets. And as you can see on the gasket, the rubber has started to crack. You can see there's pieces of it missing right there and right there, and it's just starting to come apart. So what you'll do now is you'll take it and you'll just pull it off. Pull these pieces off, and then what you'll want to do is examine your mica diaphragm. Be very careful with it not to crack it or anything. You want to examine your diaphragm. And this one I think we can reuse. It doesn't seem to be in too bad of shape. There's no peeling or anything of the mica, so I think we can reuse this. Next what you'll need to do. Here you have one side of the casing, and you have the springs, the adjustment springs, tension springs. You'll need to loosen them so that you can fit the diaphragm and the new gaskets in. So what you'll do is you'll take the one on the right and you will tighten it. When you tighten it, if it'll tighten, is it will move the that thing out of the way so that you can fit the diaphragm and new gaskets. Now you'll take your new gaskets one in. And then you'll line up your new diaphragm, or if you're reusing your old one, make sure that the mica is not touching the sides. That will create rattling. Then once it's centered properly, you will take your other gasket and set it inside, like so. Next, what you'll want to do is check the front. You can see I have it pushed away. And now, tighten it back up so that it touches the mica. Like so. You may need to rotate it so that hole is touching just barely touching the mica. Now you'll fit the screw back in there with your small screwdriver. You'll tighten the screw back. Tighten the screw back. Not too tight to where you'll crush the diaphragm, but just tight enough that it secures it and you won't have a rattling noise. That should just about do it. We look at it and make sure it seems to be alright. So next, we'll take the back and fit it back on to the front. And once you do that, you'll line up the holes and put the screws back in. And now that you have the back put back on, only one more step for you to do is to remove this flange here, this rubber part, that if it's loose enough and cracked enough, it will cause rattling as well, but in this case, it's alright. It doesn't cause any distortion in the sound. What you would do is loosen the screw that's right there, and then pull it out and replace it. But now that we've done that, made all the fine adjustments, we can take a listen. The new diaphragm, the new gaskets playing Tell Mother I'll Be There by the Haydn Quartet. This is what it sounds like now that it has been repaired and replaced.
My mother with my folly and neglect, and now that she has gone to heaven, I miss her tender care. Oh, Savior, tell my mother I'll be there.
And that's what it sounds like now that you have the gasket replaced and fine-tuned the springs. It's a very cheap fix. It only costs about $5 with shipping, and it can be done really quickly in about 5 minutes. If you have the proper tools and the right expertise, you can bring your old reproducers back to life. This works with a lot of reproducers. Mostly they need the rubber parts changed, and if you could tell, the sound was much louder, much richer, and the words and tones were more precise. And I hope this helped some of you. If you have any questions or tips, advice about this type of repair, let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much.